How often, and things are falling from the trees. So do you suffer from shoulder pain, shoulder tightness, shoulder pinching, shoulder immobility? If you do, then this video is going to be great for you, because we're going to talk all about the shoulder, and I'm going to teach you how to control your shoulders from your back muscles instead of those little rotator cuff muscles. Okay, so you're going to want to watch. I think the shoulders are one of the most vulnerable parts of the body. It's where we have so much mobility, which means we need to learn how to stabilize correctly. And quite often we're not taught that. If you've ever reached for something or picked something up or lifted something above your head and you've had shooting pain, it's due to the fact that our rotator cuffs are overworked. They're taking the brunt of our movement, where we need to get more into those stabilizing, those bigger muscles that can help support our shoulders. So let's go over that in this video. Pilates consists of different exercises that strengthen our body using our own body weight. But in order to really get the last bit of juice and oomph out of each exercise, we have to learn how to use our body correctly. And we can have so much more strength when we work our arms and our shoulders from our back muscles, supporting ourselves with our belly. So if you haven't seen my How to Pilates scoop, you might want to check out that video first, because everything in Pilates is initiated from our belly scoop and breath. When you have that going on, then you can start to focus on what's going on in your shoulders. So make sure you really have that belly scoop and breath down, your pelvic placement, before you start to really work into the shoulder, okay? Our shoulders have a lot of mobility. So they can flex. So join me. How are you here? Can you flex those arms? And then we can extend the arms. So this is all happening in the shoulder joint. And then we can reach your arms towards me. We can protract. And then we can retract by pulling them together. Good. And also we can rotate. So they can lift and reach up. And then they can circle down. That's a lot of mobility in one joint. We also can twist in that joint. So with all of that mobility going on, we have to make sure that movement is coming from a really safe, strong place. So I want you to do an experiment with me, okay? I want you to reach one arm out to the side, and then go ahead and take your other arm and grab right underneath your armpit. So if you'll see, I'm really wrapping around, and my hand is right underneath my armpit, and I'm pressing my fingers kind of on the back of my shoulder blade, okay? So now, as I'm reaching my arm out to the side, I want you to sit up straight, scoop your belly, pull your shoulders back, and then I want you to turn your palm so it faces up towards the sky. You might have found a little muscle there that moved. All right, so now what I want you to do is I want you to continue to turn your hand up so your pinky tries to reach towards the ceiling or tries to reach back behind you. You feel that muscle right there engage? Now take that palm down and then twist it the other way. Go ahead, twist it again. All the way to the last possible moment, because that's where you're going to really engage that muscle. And then turn it the other way. Okay, now stay right there and press your arm down, and I want you to press your arm down from that muscle you just found. So squeeze that muscle, make sure you feel it in your hand, squeeze it and press down, down, down. Do you feel that? That's where your movement comes from in the arm, okay? So if I turn my palm up and start to reach that arm up, engage that muscle and let the muscle initiate the movement. So it's sort of pulling down and engaging to support you. So it's almost like you have freedom up there in the arm, and it takes a lot of pressure off the top rotator cuff muscle here, which is the one that's really prone to injury. It's the one that pinches when you lift your arm up. So if you have that pincher, it means we've overused that muscle. It's tight, it's restricted, it's not allowing movement to happen in that joint. So you want to strengthen the muscles here. So once the muscles here are trained to work that arm movement properly, then you can start to create strength and then more mobility in that joint. And pretty soon it's going to alleviate all that pinching that's going on in the shoulder blade, or the shoulder joint. But we really need to strengthen our support muscle. So let's just even out our body and do it on the other side. So reach that arm, get yourself, hug it close. All right, turn your palm up, and let's see if you can find it on this side. So turn your pinky finger up to the sky. Did you engage that muscle? Feel it? All right, rotate it down. You might have lost it here. That's okay. We're just twisting in that joint. Again, turn up and really try to reach it all the way up to the ceiling. Good. That's where you're going to super engage it. And then bring it down. Good. Take that palm down and now press down and see if you can find that muscle. And press, press, press. Good. You find it? Awesome. Now release it. Let's play with that sensation. So now we know what those muscles feel like. So when you sit up tall, pull your shoulders back, and can you engage the muscles without palpating them or touching them with your hands? You feel that? Okay, so now take your arms out to the sides, reach your arms out to the side, and notice when you reach out to the side, you're pulling those muscles down. You're engaging, so they're pulling towards each other and down. Do you get that? So now I can hang out here, and really all my support is happening from the back. There's nothing constricted here. So when I circle my arms, coming from the back, that's where my real initiation is. And then energy is just shooting out from those muscles. So again, I have my belly scoop first, right? And then I feel, and circle the other way, all that support that's happening right in the back muscles. So let's play with it in sort of different Pilates positions. So let's lie down on our back. So when I'm lying down on my back, I'm getting a neutral pelvis. My ribs are down, my belly's in. And you can check out my alignment videos here. So now take your arms up towards the ceiling, and you can take one hand and press it on that muscle again, okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to pull your shoulder back and down and see if you can feel that muscle engage. It's probably weak on you if you're not used to using it. So give it some time and feel that. Pull the other one down too. So now we are engaged. The foundation of our arms comes from that muscle. So now I'm going to start to reach my arms behind me, but I'm reaching from this muscle. So my ribs stay down, my belly stays down, and then that muscle stays down and it helps to stabilize. And then bring it up. Okay, so take an inhale, prepare. Draw your belly in and up. And now exhale, reach back and feel your shoulders stay down on that mat, working from that muscle. My ribs don't pop or else I've lost all engagement. And come back. Exhale, reach. Belly scoop right into that shoulder rib stability. Good. And then we can go into those circles. And again, everything comes from that muscle along with the belly and ribs. Circle the other way. Cool, right? Good. And then the same thing, like say we want to roll up, okay? So I'm going to stretch my legs long. I'm going to take my arms behind me, and I'm super stabilized here. So as I start to reach my arms up and curl, can you feel those back muscles? So pull the shoulders back and down, engage those muscles. See if you can feel them as you then dive forward. Excuse me. So when I dive forward, I want to still keep my arms reaching from my back. So pull them back and engage those muscles, and then we reach from our back as we go forward. And what that does is it keeps the shoulders out of your ears, and you're creating a support system for yourself. Let's try it on our knees now. So now I'm trying to support my body with my arms and my legs, right? Well, really, the support comes from my belly and my back. That's where our strength lies. So keep your hands nice and wide, so nice wide fingertips. Your middle fingers are facing directly forward. Your armpits are like underneath, or your thumbs are underneath your armpit. And then just sort of soften your elbows a little bit and pull your elbow tips towards the back of the room a little bit. Feel as if you're pushing the floor away, and then pull your shoulders down and see if you can ignite those muscles. So you can even take one hand, wrap it around, and engage that muscle. You feel that? When you engage that, it takes a lot of pressure off the wrists. I don't know if you've done Pilates and you feel like your wrists hurt an awful lot. It takes practice, but the more that you can strengthen these back muscles, the more it's going to alleviate your joints. So as I stay right here, I'm super supported from my belly and from my back. So if I were to go into, let's say, a push-up position, it becomes a full body. It's not just on my joints. My back and my belly are really taking most of that power, holding me up there. If we are on our side, and let's say we're holding ourselves up, we do a side plank or the side kick series, okay, where we're holding ourselves up on our elbow. If you get your elbow sort of underneath your shoulder, you pull the shoulder down. Again, take your hand, wrap it underneath your armpit. See if you can ignite that muscle. It ignites when you pull your shoulder sort of down and inward towards your spine. So it sort of slides down. They make kind of like a V down your back where I slide down and in. Feel that? So it's not just down, it gives a little inward towards your spine. So down and in. So now my support system is right underneath that armpit. I can hang out here because there's no pressure in this shoulder joint. All right, so I got my belly, I got my back, stretch my legs long, so when I come up, most of the support is coming from this core area where I really could hang out for a while because it's in those big, powerful muscles and it's not in those rotator cuff muscles, okay? So hopefully this is making sense. This is my intention with this video, is just to sort of give you a little ahas, and maybe you can practice in your next Pilates practice where your arms are really coming from. So when we do side bends in Pilates are common. You want to pull your shoulders back and down, and then the supporting arm, so as I go over to my side bend, right? My supporting arm is going to be supported by my back, right? So I'm here, and it's like I'm pushing my hand into the floor and I'm igniting those back muscles. And then this arm is coming from my back as well. As I stretch over, this shoulder is pulling back and down, and I can actually feel my back there, but it's also getting that stretch up and over. Try the other way. This supports you, so you can kind of push your weight down, pull it back and down. As you push into the floor, you're lifting up, you're engaging that back muscle. As you take your body over, this arm reaches from your back, right? As soon as you get out of it, it's going to stretch up into your ear. So that's why you hear your Pilates instructor always say, pull your shoulder down from your ears, pull them away from your ears. That's what we're doing. We're sort of trying to cue you to ignite those back muscles instead of sort of initiating all the movement from those little rotator cuff muscles that are getting overworked too much. So what I want you to do is, in your daily movement, I want you to practice reaching your arms, moving your arms from your back muscles. So if you're picking up something off the floor, pull the shoulders back, engage your belly, and lift from sort of the belly and back. When you reach for something, it's going to feel like weird because you're going to be over-exaggerating, but I want you to reach from the back, pulling back and down, and reach from there, and reach with sort of a hip hinge rather than a shoulder reach. Anytime you're sort of reaching for things side to side, twisting, whatever, anything that you're doing when you're holding something, hold it from the back and see if it makes a difference. And I would love for you to come back here and just comment and let me know if it helped you at all, because it can be a super game changer in your everyday life as well as your other workouts, and especially in your Pilates practice. Okay? So thanks so much for watching. If you want workouts from me, 1 week free in the Core Club, so you can come check it out, see if it's for you. But what we do is we sort of just fine tune our skills in these cool workouts where you're really strengthening your body for your everyday movement so that you become more efficient, and all your other activities that you do, you're so much stronger and you feel better doing them. And that's my goal for you, is Pilates is a practice. It's not a workout. It's a practice you got to consistently do so that your other workouts, your other movement, everything else feels better and stronger. Okay, enough of me rambling. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video. Take care.